What's up, guys? So I went to Subway today, right, to eat. There was a very short line. There's this girl. I've been there before, and I've had sort of the same issue-ish before. So I'll describe that after. But essentially, I walk in, and I want 2 subs. I took the sub of the day, which was chicken, and I wanted a tuna sub. And then she goes, and then she goes, right, like, which kind of bread? I tell her which kind of bread. I took cheesy jalapeno on both. And then she asked about cheese. So I took cheese. I took the what is it called? I don't know what kind of cheese. Mozzarella. I took mozzarella on the chicken. And then she said, I'm for the tuna. And I said, for the tuna, can I just put that cheese on the chicken, please? And she said, that's not how that works. And this is kind of the problem we had before, right? Where this had happened before, where she did it, but as she was doing it, she was like, yeah, that's not really how it works though. Like, but I got you type thing. Is what she did last time. But this time, I guess she felt like she had to make a stand. Obviously last time, because it didn't matter, that is to say, it didn't affect the outcome. I just let it fly. I didn't want to explain or say how I think her logic is inherently flawed, right? Like it's a system that you can get around. And so we didn't have that uncomfortable conversation. But this time, I feel like I had to. And then this time, as this is happening, by the way, right, in parallel. So she asks, chicken on the, cheese on the chicken. I say, yeah, that one. I say, what is it called? She goes, mozzarella. I go, yeah, that one. And she goes, and for the tuna, I'd say, I'll take the Swiss on the tuna, but I'll put it on the chicken instead. And she goes, that's not how that works. And I go, oh, really? And her friend is like, nearby, like she's Hispanic, and she's like, kind of like, it's okay, but not really. She doesn't contradict her out loud, but you can tell from her expressions, from her facial expressions, that she's on my side. Like, she's like, it's not a problem, right? But she maybe isn't super familiar with the rule book, where she thinks maybe there's some faulty play there, right? Where if I want double cheese on the chicken, I should be paying for double cheese type thing. So then I said, all right then, can I take the cheese on the side? And she goes, yeah. And so she grabs a little bag and she puts the 4 slices of cheese there. And then I said, and could you do me a favor and just put the cheese on the chicken? And then she kind of like realizes how stupid this all is, and she does it, and we never talk about it again. And it was kind of like awkward. And her friend, like Hispanic, she's kind of like giggling, because she's like, this is fucking ridiculous. You guys, I don't think I'm going back to that Subway. Because if I ever go back to that Subway, there's no way we do this again. There's no way I ask for double cheese on the sub where I want my tuna, right? Like, normally I take tuna without cheese because that's what I'm used to eating. And I like cheese, so I take advantage of the fact that I have an extra cheese to put it on the other sub. No other time have I ever had an issue with this. And I often buy 2 subs, and the reason I buy the tuna is so that I can put it in the fridge, not because I'm particularly fond of tuna. Because if I can put it in the fridge and then it sits till later, it's kind of the kind of sub that I prefer cold even. So I always take one tuna and one hot sub. And the hot one, I want the cheese and I want it melted. I don't even like unmelted cheese that much. But now I'm vetoed, I think, from that Subway. I mean, by myself, I just don't think I can go back there. What would I do? It would be... This is the thing, is whenever I go to Subway, that's just what I do. I get 2 subs, 1 tuna for later, 1 hot one for now. Whatever the special is of the day, or maybe the steak. Because that one's my favorite. But I'm trying to eat less red meat now. A little bit less red meat. But what if she's there? Like, do I just not ask for double cheese? Because that seems to go against my principles. It seems to concede to that she was right, but she wasn't. I think it's a very difficult decision. But I think I am saying goodbye to that Subway, and by proxy to possibly all Subway, at least, like, because that the only reason I go to Subway is because it's conveniently close. Oh, shame.